also about human energy. So, Cornelia, tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much, Pire, for having me, and it's a pleasure being on your podcast, and have the honor to talk to your amazing audience. And yeah, as you're saying, we're all intelligent humans, and from my perspective, we are not only intelligent humans; we are also energy beings, right? And that's why I'm kind of that's why you invited me, because my amazing topic is energy. And it's not only the energy around us, electric energy, but it's more also our personal energy. Because when you really look into the details, then we are all kind of walking battery. And so we are kind of energy beings. And from my background, I'm an electrical engineer and a personal energy strategist. And so now I'm combining these two energy worlds to my energy world. And so in a way, I'm supporting other energy beings how to manage their own energy. And because in a way, for me, it's everybody speaks about time management, but energy management for me is like the point two edition. It's much more powerful, it's easier, and a lot of more fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, the reason also I want to point out to everyone else as well why it's human intelligence, because right now everything is going around about artificial intelligence. So people are starting to forget that, like, okay, we also need human intelligence still, you know. But Cornelia, well, intelligence is also energy.
Yes, of course, it's also energy, but it has a different energy. And what I experience, just if you look at like posts or texts written by ChatGPT or pictures are done by artificial intelligence, if you really connect with the energy, you can feel it's a different one. It's this. It's not a human energy, but it has an energy, of course. And so for me, it always kind of it's a personal challenge I'm doing. Like when I'm reading something, a text, or looking at something, then I'm always kind of challenging myself. Is this written by a human person, or is it written by ChatGPT, or kind of what's the mixture of it?
Mm-hmm. Because now when I've used it myself, I can see when somebody else is using it, because I can see the format is always the same. Well, like humans, they when they talk, format changes, but ChatGPT or those, they like there's certain way it always comes out in the same way. So if somebody just doesn't adjust and put some human touch to it, then you can tell right away.
Exactly. And I think that's why everybody's talking about artificial intelligence, and there are a lot of people also have kind of a fear, they were taking over and they make us redundant, whatever. But as you're saying, if you look at use ChatGPT can only use information that's there, and out of this what's there, it's creating something new, in a way, putting together in a different way. But what's so special about human intelligence is you can create stuff out of the blue, right?
Mhm.
And it's something completely new that hasn't existed before. And I think that's where the difference is.
Mm-hmm. And that's where you can have actually like genuine human conversation and have that energy flowing between two humans as well.
Yes, and so much more powerful. And I think it's also like, of course, you can increase the text written by ChatGPT. You can increase the frequency of it and the energy, but still, if it comes from your heart, it has such a high frequency, and people will feel the difference, because you can touch other people from your heart with your heart. As I know it sounds pathetic, but I think that's what we all feel.
Because that's the energy exchange with the human energy. If you change it with each other, that's just so powerful and so different.
Yeah. And I
So
think
you,
in the long run, that's what we are all longing for, right? Because you don't buy things from a machine. It's good, for some stuff, but you want to feel the person behind it, and you want to talk to the person behind it. Especially, like, I'm quite sure these bots or whatever. And sometimes it's very convenient that they just answer right away, but then sometimes I always think, hey guys, I'm having a question, I want to talk to somebody, right? It makes such a difference.
and even personal conversations. We can't forget personal conversations because that's where the energy comes in relationships.
Yes, and I think it's also, as you're saying, it's this humanity, because a machine can only find a solution that already exists somewhere. But as a human being, you can always find a win-win situation, in a way, a solution that is unique, that is special, and that really fits the situation, and it's new.
And you just wrote a new book. That's what I wanted to get you back in the shows as well, because you just wrote a new book. Can you show it to us?
Yeah, sure. Here it is. Yes, it's change your energy, change your life. And for me, in a way, it's, in my energy world, is that we were all born with a special, unique frequency. That's you. And then, yeah, the way we grow up, what we learn from parents, people around us, we add, beliefs and situations and traumas and whatever happened to us. And sometimes it's too big, we just can't process it. So we store it somewhere. We store the energy and the frequency of it. And so in the course of your life, you're not this unique frequency anymore, this beautiful one, but you have a lot of other frequencies on top of it, right? So there is a residual, different, new frequency. And we, most of the time, because we are so used to it, we think that's us, but it's not. So what I'm telling in this book is that mindset work is all about changing beliefs, overwriting beliefs, and becoming somebody else. And what I'm saying is, you're already right. You're having this unique frequency. You are perfect, but just that's what's on top of you. You need to get rid of that. You need to let it go. And letting go is so much easier than becoming somebody else. And so that's kind of the idea of this book, to let go all these emotions and beliefs that are kind of somebody sometimes blocking you or sabotaging your plans and your ideas.
Well, let's start from this one as well. For someone who doesn't understand energy at all, like they don't know what it means that humans have energy, how would you explain to that person who doesn't understand that yet?
Okay. I love this question, because I get it very often. And what I see as an electric engineer, do you believe in electric energy? Do you believe that
Yes.
it exists?
Yeah, I put the light on, so it's energy.
Yeah, otherwise we couldn't even talk now, right? But have you ever seen it?
Well, for me, myself, I understand how it works, but you don't, like, I see it in a different way. So
No, but
I
have you
already
seen
know about it,
electric
but it's
energy?
for somebody who doesn't know.
But have you seen electric energy?
Well, the way I see it, when I see lightning,
You see the
thunder, rain,
result,
like
right?
in nature.
So in a way, you see the result when we use electric energy, right? And sometimes with our senses, we can experience it, right? As we can see it, we can feel it when it's getting warm or our food is getting cooked, right? So we experience that there is electric energy. But I personally, even if I've studied it, I haven't seen it. Sometimes when you're, out there, you can hear it, like when it's in a transformer or something. But we all appreciate it. And what we experienced last year, with the energy crisis in Europe, when there was no gas, we also experienced kind of some scarcity, and it's not always available, and similar is with our personal energy, because most people are saying, I can't see it. No, I agree, I can't see it either. And I can't hear it, right? But what we all can is we can feel it. We can feel energy. And just an example from when I was my first job, I was working in a very nice office, and so every morning, and I really loved my job. And so every time I went to the office, I'm full, ready for the day, and I wanted to move on with my project. And then every time when I was sitting at my desk, I really felt angry, and I didn't
Oh.
know why, because I didn't know, there was nothing I really could feel angry about. I loved my job. So it took me some time to figure out that my office was behind another office. I'm the assistant of the CEO. So every time I had to enter my office, I had to walk through their office. And what I did, I picked up their energy. So it was not even my anger. So when I was sitting there, I felt angry for no reason. And then I figured it out. It's not me. I picked it up. Then I could do something about it. And it's similar, like really charismatic people, when they have such a big and strong energy, when they enter a room, people start turning around because we can feel the energy. So we all can feel it if we trust ourselves. And most of the time we forgot about it, but it's there.
You know what it made me think about as well? Like when you asked, like, can we see the energy? Have you ever, like, you worked in a engineer, so where there's explosion or something, energy is like some wire or something explodes, it gives out like those sparkles and like light and sparkles and things like that. Does it happen inside the human as well, where there's like maybe something happens energy wise and have some kinds of energy burst, but it doesn't come out like sparkles and flames, but it might be actually coming out in heat, or like heat or pain.
Yeah, there are different ways. And in a way, the thing is, there is even a possibility to see it. There is this Kilian photographic where you can actually take a picture of the energy around us. It's also called aura photography, where you can see the aura in different colors. There are some people who can see it. And I think it's maybe not that we really see the energy sparkling, but what we really see is, if somebody is really happy, is walking around and smiling, and, then we kind of can see that this person is in a way sparkling. You say, oh, wow, you're sparkling, or you're beaming of energy, right? We have these sayings. So in a way, we see it in the brightness of the eyes and all, like we can feel the energy like pouring out of the skin. So I think if we really pay attention, we can even see it on a person. And I'm quite sure you also had these days when you like these perfect days, when you get up in the morning, like the sun is shining, everything is fine, you have your turn on the radio and you hear your favorite song, and you enjoy your breakfast, and then you get out and with a smile everybody is greeting you, and then at work your boss is announcing that your project is magic, and we all have these days, and then it's just because of our energy. In a way, we are sending out such positive energy that's always coming back.
But a lot of people like very easy, like you said, is to pick up lower energy. Like negative energy is so easy to pick up. Like you said, you even picked it up and like from other office and workplace and like that. Is there a way people can protect? themselves.
Yes, in a way, is the stronger your own energy is, the less you're picking up from others. But I think in general, you just can't 100% prevent it, because imagine that, as I said, we are kind of, if you think of ourselves, of our body, just going back to the basics, we have this millivolt of between our cell membrane, the voltage, right? Then we have like all the nervous system. It's all based on little millivolt currents, running through our body. So the brain and the heart and all the organs and everything are communicating actually with millivolt. And then we are kind of 2/3 are made of water, so which is kind of really good conductor. And if you really just look at it from an electric engineering point of view, we are really kind of a walking battery. And nobody in the whole world is doubting that a battery or kind of an electric line has an electric magnetic field around it. It's proven. So why is anybody denying that when we all have these millivolts and milliamperes flowing in us, it's natural that we also having an electric magnetic field around us? It's just normal, right? I don't know why people are denying it. And so this is a field around us, like around a battery or around an electric line. So when you imagine that you have, and this field can depend on, can be 2 meters, or can be really kind of the size, your energy body can be the size of, 30 meters, if you really have a very strong energy field. So imagine just that it's 2 meters around you, and you're in in the metro or in a bus. It's just impossible that these energies are not mingling, because when you're standing next to each other, your energy is just kind of connecting with the energy of the people around you. So I think the best thing is, you just can't 100% prevent it, but what you can do, it's so natural to us that like every morning or in the evening we jump in the shower and clean our body. So why not clean our energy body every day or every evening as well, right? And what I've noticed, and also with my clients, is that when you're cleaning your energy body before you go to bed from all the stuff that doesn't belong to you, your sleep gets so much better.
Yeah, because I usually like I do like meditations or like this, so I never thought about it, because it is an energy work as well, but I never thought about doing it as energy work. I've done it like meditation or just like going inside my thoughts. So what would be energy work? What is energy work?
Energy from work for me is that you're looking for the cause of a certain problem. Let's say, there are different situations. What I do, for example, is my daughter comes into the kitchen. She's a teenager, 16 years old, and says, "Mommy, she wants something." And then for some reason I get angry, and then we get a discussion on it, because I think she wants to buy something new, and they said, "Oh, you already have so many clothes, you don't need anything else, it's not sustainable." And so we get in a discussion, and let's assume I'm getting angry. So what I do then is I take a step back and look, because getting angry is a symptom, because it's something, my daughter said something, she triggered something, she pushed kind of a button, and this button made me angry, And so what I do then is I look behind, and then I, in a way, try to find out why I'm really angry. And it's not because of my daughter. Most of the time, it's something that happened a long time ago. And this kind of is still stored somewhere in the system. And if a similar situation comes up, then it's just I react in the same way, like an autopilot. And what personal energy management is about is that you find the real reason, the cause, the root cause of this trigger point. And then I heal this, which is described in the book. And then, guess what? The next time she's coming with the same thing, I'm reacting in a completely different way. And this is kind of the power of a personal energy management, is that you're not working on the symptoms, fiddling around there. But once we really dissolved and eliminated the cause, all the symptoms go away automatically. And that's for me kind of why it's so easy. It takes me sometimes a little bit more time to find the root cause, but then it's just out of my system.
Mm-hmm. I think it's great. I think it's great way to learn not to have always the same reactions, because the same reaction, even if it's similar situation, you don't need the same reaction, because if nothing changed for them for that same reaction before, it's not going to change this time. So you have to, exactly like you said, you have to practice new reactions for those situations.
Yes, and I think I don't have to practice anything, because that's exactly what mindset work is doing, right? Then you have kind of mindset work normally says, if you see or its first step is awareness, that you're aware, okay, there's a trigger point, somebody is triggering me. And then kind of you step out of the scene and then try to think about it, and then let the emotion go, and then consciously try to make a different reaction. And what personal energy management is about, the first time it's the same thing. You need to be aware, okay, there's a trigger point. But once you have removed this trigger point, the cause of this trigger point, I don't have to force myself to react in a different way. It's automatically, because I'm not triggered anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And for an example, because just a friend of mine, we were talking, her daughter is going in the same school as my daughter. And every time we meet, she's kind of complaining about the teachers and about the school system in Switzerland. And then, like, after a certain time, I ask her, why is this so triggering you? And then she said, but isn't this normal? And I said, no, I'm not triggered about it at all. I don't care, right? It's like this, and I'm doing the best out of it. And that was kind of the first time she even was aware other people react to this topic in a different way. There's no normal or whatever, but there is other ways you can react to it. But in her world, it was just the normal way to react to it. And that's what I'm saying, right? And then we worked on it, and we found out what was kind of the cause for this trigger point. And now she has a completely different, when you mention the school system in Zurich or in Switzerland, she reacts in a completely different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the point as well, that you don't have to always react the same way, you know?
Exactly.
And
There
like
are
you
other
pointed
ways.
out,
Yeah.
she didn't know that everybody doesn't react just because she thinks that everybody reacts this way, or she's seen other people reacting this way. She still has an option to react differently. I
Yeah,
think most people don't know, like you were saying, most people don't know that they have a choice in their reaction.
exactly. So how do you react, when somebody is triggering you?
I've done a lot of work as well, so now like it's really hard to trigger me. But when I do get triggered, I can adjust really quick as well. I noticed that I noticed right away that, like, okay, I was triggered. It wasn't my natural, it wasn't a reaction that I wanted to have. It's like I got angry, and I'm like, I'm the person who can say sorry. When I realized that it was just a trigger, and I was angry because of the trigger, I can be back and go say, like, I'm sorry. I just got frustrated because that situation was just escalating and escalating.
Yeah.
So, but it's like you always bring it up, and you have to have awareness of it. Because if you're not aware of it, then all those that inside energy and those reactions and emotions, they in control of you, while you're supposed to be in control of them.
Yeah, maybe there is not even a control necessary, right? Because as I experience emotions, is it's positive to have emotions, right? Even if
Mm-hmm.
there are emotions we don't want to feel, but they are kind of part of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the biggest thing is that, like, if there are negative emotions like grief or anger, people try to push them away,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not because they only don't want to feel them, but it's that they are scared that they stay for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And what I and I think this is exactly the thing that makes it worse, because when you push it aside, then it really kind of gets stored somewhere, and it's always coming back or lingering in the background. But research shows that normally emotions, it's a emotion, right? So it's something that's supposed to be felt and flow through. And normally it's supposed to be stay, if you just try to be an observer of the emotion and say, okay, now I'm here, I'm angry, or now I'm really sad, and this, okay, you know, um I trust these emotions when they come and show up. There is a reason behind it, but they are supposed not to stay longer than 90 seconds. If you don't hold on to them and they just allow them to flow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's okay feeling 90 seconds angry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I believe like the energy flow as well, like the emotions are, I think emotions is the biggest energy, probably. I'll let you say about before. But I'm as a happiness expert, I always teach like we happiness is about you have those other emotions too, like you were saying as well. Like I always teach like you just because you have those other emotions doesn't mean that you also can't be happy. You feel those other emotions, let them go through, they have their purpose, and then you go back to being happy, you know.
Exactly, so true. And in a way,
Mm-hmm.
they're, you know, from engineering point of view, an emotion is just, you know, a feeling at a certain frequency. And like sadness or anger has a, or shame has a lower frequency. And as you said, happiness or love, you know, they're just having a much higher frequency. And when they have a higher frequency, there is also higher energy involved, right? Because then you have a lot of these little waves, and they are storing a lot of energy, and that's what you in a way can feel. But you're so right. It's, we are living in a world of polarity, right? So there is sun, day and night, and moon and sun, and so there we always have this spectrum, and it and in order to be or experience that part of the spectrum, also the other one needs to exist, but you don't have to stay there forever.
Mm-hmm. And it has to flow. The way I see it, always have to flow because I since I was in whenever in high school when I learned that energy, the rule that the energy doesn't appear or disappear, it changes from one form to another. It's the same with the emotions. You can take the fear and change that to some different inner feeling. You can take the sadness and you can change that energy to something. Actually, like I'm thinking, like anger. One of the things, anger is such a strong energy, and you can take that strong energy and create something better and positive with it because you already have this strong power, and now let's do something with it, but do
Exactly.
something positive.
Wow, that's really the yeah, the positive way how you can use it. It's always, you know, you decide how you deal with it, you know, because we all, you know, life is life is around. You can't influence it, but what you always can influence, how you look at it, how you perceive it, and how you deal with it. And that's always as you said, you always have the choice.
Mm-hmm. So with your book, how does it change your life? Like, how is the energy change your life
Me personally, or of the reader?
for the reader?
For the reader, the book guides you through, in a way, in my environment, there are many people that like eat organic food and they exercise, they're really taking care of their body, but still they're having kinds of some health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm showing in the book is there is not only one energy, because most people are only focusing on their body and on their physical energy, because this is the most fundamental one. Because if you don't feel well, then of course it's really very tricky to work on other energies. But in a way, there are different layers of energy. There's also the physical one, then you have the energetic, the emotional energy, mental energy, and also the spiritual energy.
Mm-hmm.
And to really feel, live your full potential, or whatever this means, or to really feel powerful and enjoy life, you have to work on all these different layers. And that's what I'm showing the reader is. And they're only short exercises. They're about 3 to 5 minutes, because I'm a busy mom.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time you're saying you're meditating, but most of the time you don't have the time to meditate for 45 minutes when you have small kids and a job and need to run a household, especially women, then taking care of aging parents and be active in the community. So the book I've written is mainly for really busy women who need a lot of energy to make a difference. And what I show in the book is, 3 minutes, how you can kind of recharge your energy when you really need it within 3 minutes, right? And then you can go, you're back and full of energy, and then continue working. Or how you can clean your energy, and how you then I show some powerful exercises how you can create heart brain coherence, which is kind of a state where the brain and the heart cycle, they're working in harmony together with using as little energy as possible. So it's kind of a little bit a perpetuum mobile. And this is the state when you're most creative and most productive. So you can create this state whenever you want, or you can, learn how to manage your female and your male energy, because we all have both. It's natural to us. And if you're kind of running a business or at work, sometimes you need to be creative, then you need to step into your female energy. Or then you really need to kind of push a project, or get something done, then you need more male energy. And then you can step into your male energy, what I'm showing people. And in a way, it shows you how you can have more energy in life. And with more energy, what I've observed, and also my clients, is with more energy, then you perceive life easier, because high energy people, they see a lot of opportunities, and you, as you said, then you can choose which opportunity or which solution you want to follow, and you even have the energy to execute them, and that makes you powerful and perceive life as easier.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to point out for viewers as well that your book is available on Amazon in US as well, right?
Yes, it's on all Amazon, yeah. And they're
And
actually
in
like
Europe.
and actually on the day it was published, it was a #1 hot new release in one category at Amazon.com. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. I have the link in the descriptions as well. So if anybody wants to buy a book, definitely buy a book, because uh, you need to know about your energy. Like, people need to know about their energy that the humans have, because that's a new way to for the new generations and for the older generations to understand now that we all have that energy and that energy has a power.
Yes, and what I think is that I think the energy is changing around us. You're saying artificially intelligent, and I don't know about you, but what I observe and also my kids is the time passes on much faster, right? You anyway, you get up on Monday morning and then it's already Friday afternoon or whatever, and it's hard to remember what I did the whole week, right? And what I perceive is that time passes all faster and faster. So and time is always limited, like we all have these 24 hours, but what is unlimited, as you said before, it's only transformed from one form in another one, is energy. So if you have only this limited time and you have more energy to do things in this time, you're just more productive, more creative, and more efficient. And that's what I think this is the that's the secret of this new area that this is coming.
Okay, yeah, that's the, and we have to understand that also, like you were saying, that the new thing that's coming, that it's not gonna be the same way it was before. So many changes already happened last 10 years, and next 10 years gonna be even more changes.
Yeah,
So,
I
but
think what we all thought, what have been working for a long time, this will change, and there will be new rules, and you need to adapt to new things in order to be on top of class and all, and stand out in a way from the crowd, right? And my experience is just the faster you adapt to these changing energies and areas, the better it's for you, right?
hmm even like for the personal energy, I would say, like, even now there's people who don't know anything about it, but it's a really new, it's a new science about human energy. And before we knew that the energy by itself is only hundreds, I don't, I might be wrong in that date. Do you actually know, like, when the energy was
Yeah, wow, that's a very good question. But wasn't it wow, I don't know when Edison
I know where Edison and Tesla worked
discovered
in it, but like, was there anything before that? There had to be something before that as well. What made them to start studying it and all that? But it's still a new concept in a world like this. But especially human energy is really new topic that people have to are learning now, and we're gonna know even more in the future.
Yeah, I think it's very powerful. And the thing is, it's also fun, and that's what I love
Mm-hmm.
about it. And it's so much easier, as I said before, like working on your mindset. Sometimes you have to have these affirmations all over the place on post-its and remember for 30 days, and you're overwriting. And with personal energy management, you can just do it in that moment, right? And then solve the issue, and it's so much easier. And yeah, I like, it's more playful, and it's so much easier to shift energy than like to shift matter.
Mm-hmm. And you can not like control, but you can use your energy to affect other people's energies as well. Like you were
Yes.
saying, like the way you pick up other people's negative energy, maybe sometime, but you can create positive energy and in purpose try to affect other people with it.
Yes, exactly, that's so true. And that's I think we can all do this, and this starts just with a smile, right? If you just
Mm-hmm.
walk around in the street or in your office with a smile on your face, you're already creating such a different energy, and people will notice. and maybe they're not reacting at the first time, or getting even grumpier. Oh, why is she smiling again? There is nothing to smile about, right? But if you continue, you will change the energy there. And that's what I'm saying. It's not about changing the world. It's about changing yourself. And when you change your energy, the energy, because we are all connected, right? We are all, our energies are interfering. Others, they just can't help, but they have to adjust as well. And that's the magic about it.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting how you pointed out the smile as well, because in my first show, this is the second one for Human Intelligence series, but in the first one, I had the Don, and he was saying that he was doing an experience to see when he goes to the store or some business and he smiles, he's saying that he's getting more kind of like rewards and discounts, and people are like just giving him stuff, and he was just like experimenting, actual doing actual experiment in his mind with the numbers, because it's mathematician, so he was actually putting numbers behind the smiles with the results.
Wow, so cool. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing something similar, but in a different way, because I'm a very impatient person. Or yeah, I'm getting much
Mm-hmm.
better at it.
Okay.
But in a way, I just hated waiting. It was
Mm-hmm.
such a lose of time, and I could do 1,000 different things. But now with personal energy management, I love it, because when I'm in the line at the cashier, I can do my personal energy work, right? It's time, actually it's me time, just by waiting
Mm-hmm.
at the bus stop or at the cashier. And then I'm recharging my energy or looking into something. And then once it's my turn at the cashier, I'm really completely relaxed, and then I smile at her and wish her a nice day. And yeah, and then you have just a completely different interference with people around you, because yourself, you're just in a good energy, and you're enjoying it, and you're not stressed or whatever, and other people feel it.
Mm-hmm. So I challenge all the people watching, everybody who's watching the show, and whenever time it is, try to experiment the same way. Try to take your smile and try to go wherever you are or what are you doing. Try to smile more and see what reactions and what's gonna come out of it. You don't know. There could be so many things. So just try it out and see what happens.
There will
So
be a
that's
lot
good.
of interesting things gonna happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know from my own experience, and I love the challenge, so I
Yeah,
will.
just with the smile. It's so easy, just with the smile.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start wrapping up as well, but definitely buy a book. I definitely tell everybody to buy this book, because it's something that you need to know. You need to know about human energy, about your own energy, and there's you say all kinds of assignments in how to change, how do you call them?
Yeah, they're energy
Exercises,
exercises.
right?
Yeah, they're exercises, and they are not taking longer than 3 to 5 minutes. So you can really, you don't need to do extra time, right? Just when you're waiting at the coffee machine, of course, the first time you need to read the exercise, but once you did it like 2 or 3 times, you can do it wherever you are. You don't need anything, and that's the power of it. And like especially this recharging exercise, at the beginning, or in my former job, was a very stressful job with a lot of meetings. So I quite often went then to the restroom and did like these energy exercises in the restroom. And I'm quite sure all my colleagues, they were always wondering, what is she doing in this restroom? She's kind of entering really exhausted and tired and stressed, and then she's coming out with this bright smile
Mm-hmm.
and full of energy just after 5 minutes. And we all have these 5 minutes, right? And it makes the next meeting so much easier.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, even if you just wake up with one of those exercises and you go to sleep with one of those exercises, that's probably going to already change your life as well.
Yeah. There's not
Mm-hmm.
much. You can pick there a couple of more, of course, then you can pick what resonates most with you. All right. And then yeah, just continue with those, and there is not much to do about it, and it makes, as you're saying, makes really such a difference in the life. I'm You can read the reviews on Amazon, right? The people are really excited about it because it's so easy, it's so simple. And also from the testimonials I get from my clients. Just yesterday, I got an email. My life changed completely. Just by working with you a couple of sessions, and so many things I always dreamt of, they're all of a sudden coming true. And then she made a list like of 5 things that just changed within 2 or 3 months. And it's always fun for me as well to read about it.
Mm-hmm. And I believe I got that feeling, or all the energy feeling all the way through right now from talking with you as well. I believe all the viewers got it as well, like your energy just coming through the screen. So if you're somebody who's watching, you can do the same thing with your energy. Same thing that Cornelia is doing right now to you, where you feel her energy. You can learn to do that with your energy the same way in your everyday life with everything.
So
So
true.
good. Mm-hmm.
And it's easy, and
Okay.
it's always fun making somebody else smile and making somebody else feeling better, right?
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna close. We're gonna end this show as well. But Cornelia, do you have any last words that you want to share with the viewer?
um I think I already said it. Yeah, that it's all, what I think is most important for every person is taking on responsibility for your own life, right? In the
Mm-hmm.
way we are brought up, and I know from my own experience, just by looking at your health, right? Then we were taught that, if you have a health issue or if you have a problem, then you go somewhere else and somebody else helps you. At the beginning it's your mom or whatever, and then you go to a doctor or a therapist, and I think it's all fine. But it's so important that it's your body, it's your health, and it's your life, that you just take on the responsibility and look at, why is this actually in my life? And I know it sounds really, really hard, and it was tough for me as well to think that through and go through it. But whatever is in your life has something to do with you. And if you don't want to have it in your life anymore, which is completely fair, then you need to change something within your energy or within you to get that away, right? And it's not working about symptoms, it's really about the root cause. And once you really kind of a little bit brave and look into this, and acknowledge, okay, these people, these situations where I am in, it's not, the reason are not other people. Most of the time it has something to do with you, and if you want to fix it, start with yourself. And maybe I'm not making a lot of friends by myself, because nobody really wants to hear it, because it's so much easier to blame life or other person or a situation, that things are not developing the way it is. But if you take on this responsibility and bring yourself back into the driver's seat and say, okay, this is not the way I want it, but acknowledging it, then you can change it. And that's what the book is all about, that you can change that quite easily.
Mm-hmm. That was perfect. That was a perfect, perfect, perfect close up. Good.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna tell the viewers two things that they have to do. You have to buy the book first of all. Buy Cornelia's book. The link for Amazon is in description. And second thing, do the challenge of smiling. Go out today when you're going out. Just smile. You don't have to have a reason for smiling. Your reason is that you're doing this challenge, and you want to see what happens when you smile to random people. And buy the book. So thank you, Cornelia.
Thank you, Pire, and I will report back to you too. I'm taking on the challenge, and I will report back to you. And I think it's just if you start within for 2 weeks or a month, you will already feel such a difference, right?
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Okay, thank you. Have a good day, Cornelia. And for the viewers, have a good day as well.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you for having me. It was awesome and sending lots of energy along your way.
Thank you.